Yo everyone, and welcome to this video podcast format, I guess. We're gonna do like we thought we would do a little bit of a series where we go through some characters of Street Fighter. To begin with, we're gonna focus on Street Fighter 5 at least. Let's see what's gonna happen later on. And the idea here is to talk a little bit about all the characters in Street Fighter, like what do they do, what are they good at, how do you play them a bit, how do you play against them, things like that. Um, but it's kind of sad to do this by myself, so I've invited Jojo here to join me today. How are you doing, Jojo?
Hey yo, what's up, guys? What's up, Rick?
Yeah, it's all
How
good.
am I
It's all good
doing?
here.
I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing. I'm doing good.
That's
Very
good to hear.
excited to be part of this mission that we have to deliver to the FGC. You know, the message that we're sending. You know, when you talked about this idea with me, I was like, damn. You know, this is important. I feel like we're on a mission right now because I've heard so much complaining about, like, I don't know this matchup, I don't know how this character works, you know, sheep and stuff, and I'm one of those guys. So now you're blessing me with this, of course I'm
Yeah,
gonna join in.
yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, this this idea is pretty much like, wait, I'm gonna maximize that. So I think I just need to check the image.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Yeah. No, like because for me it's always been a problem. I don't think there is this kind of content out there. I mean there is all these like the Ryu guide and like there is some like B and stuff, but uh, like combos and so on. But I think like there is no like discussion going on about characters. Like it's one thing about me sitting here telling people like this is what I think of Ryu, but it's another thing to have an actual discussion about the character. And I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna do now. It would be awesome if we had online training mode, but we don't. So um,
Yeah,
it's just gonna
unfortunately.
be. Let's hope
Capcom,
for that
listen
in
to hear
Street
us.
Fighter 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see on the screen, we're gonna start with the basics because we have Ryu here. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're everybody's cover poster boy.
Yeah,
Um,
Mr. Ordinary Guy.
yeah, yeah. Have you played any Ryu at all?
I mean, I remember in season 1,
Yeah.
um, there was like or actually it wasn't the beta thing, it was like after DreamHack, there was like a tournament before the game was released that I was
Yeah.
competing in. It was the first time of me trying the game. And then I played Ryu.
Yeah.
I actually came second, which was pretty sick. But
Oh, nice.
after that, I tried him a little bit, but then I felt like I actually wanted to switch over to Ken. So I kind of dropped him. But at that point, I think it was just so early, you know?
Yeah.
It was before like Tokido had all of like the wreckage and stuff, and Daigo as well. So my Ryu wasn't really that strong.
I mean, nobody
But
knew how to play Street Fighter 5 back then. And it
yeah,
also
but
was another kind of Street Fighter 5 than we have today, right?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, the game has evolved a lot, so and so has Ryu. So like, I think season one he was really good. I mean, season one you had like invincible DPs. You know, you didn't have to spend meter to actually do it on wake up, and it would
Yeah,
beat stuff anyways. He also had like this how is that dude? This target combo here. It did like 300 damage. It was like insane. It was like every time you
yeah,
got
I
a jump in,
remember.
you did this target combo pretty much because it did so much
But
damage.
but it yeah, I mean I remember those times. It
Yeah.
hurt so much. But it's one of those target combos that whiffs on crouchers, right?
Uh, maybe yeah.
Because I think like in the
Yeah,
later
he got a
seasons,
new one. It's like
yeah, it's like
this one.
crouching
Yeah,
first.
it's
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
this one
yeah,
forces standing,
yeah.
which is weird
Uh,
because he got this right, but then he got another buff. But I guess we will get there. But like so season one like it was really strong. He also had like this throw loop, if I remember correctly. That this was like a
yeah,
proper loop,
yeah.
and it
I
wasn't
don't know.
uncommon that people had loops back then. I mean, pretty much all characters had throw loops.
Yeah, it was so crazy, like how strong that was actually, and like
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
like everyone had them in the corner. Basically, there was
yeah,
so
yeah.
like
I
so
mean,
much knockdown.
you didn't see much of it season one, I think. Like it wasn't because the understanding of the game was so poor, like on all levels, that you didn't really understand how strong it was with a throw loop. I think it was for season 2 you actually saw it being like developed into like proper strategies, and because then people started to understand how bad it was, like to be in this situation against Ken, for example. Things like that.
And then you had, I remember, like, I don't know if it was the same with Ryu, but I remember that you could throw someone in the corner and then you whiff the button to get rid of the frame, so you have the perfect frame for a throw.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you grab on the...
Yeah.
And then if they didn't, because like, just for you newcomers out there as well, like when you get knocked down to the ground in this game, you have 3 options. You can either normal rise, or you can back rise, or you can just lay down on the ground and then it will automatically go up after a while. But when you get thrown, you only have 2 options. So either you normal quick rise, or you do a delay wake up, if I'm right.
Yeah, that's correct.
So basically, why that was so strong was that when you had someone in the corner, basically, and you could set up this throw thing, you could just throw someone, and then you just did that over and over. And if they decided not to wake up, you also had like some moves in there to kill the frames, so you still get the perfect throw.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was super strong. But yeah, like obviously Tokido was putting in a lot of work with Ryu, and we saw other people do it as well. But I think Tokido was just dominating there for a while at least. And then season 2 came, right? And Ryu got nerfed, and a lot of characters got heavily buffed. Season 2 was just crazy, right? It was like Ryu lost like his throw loop. He would be like here somewhere after this.
I remember.
Yeah, it was just he lost a lot of things, and like all DPs, normal DPs, they became not strike invul, right?
True, they were the normal ones were strike invul before.
They were completely invul. They were completely invul season 1, like all the DPs.
Yeah, true.
And now you needed to use this. Obviously, that was a nerf to everybody with the DP, more or less. They now had to commit with meter as well. And so that hurt him, obviously. But then was
they also changed his light kick, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was later seasons, because it used to be like fast and it reached very far, etc.
Yeah, it was really good, and they nerfed that. Also, just a funny thing, like he didn't have this animation.
Oh, true.
He had this.
The target combo one, right?
This one, yeah. Like I don't.
I like that one though.
Yeah. I don't know why they changed that, but they changed it to this instead, and it's first now. I think this target combo came season 5. I think.
Do you get a heavy kick after that as well?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So. Yeah. But yeah, since that forced a stand, because I think if Ryu crouches, right, the other one whiffs. That one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's why you got that.
Okay, all right. So basically, if you're like on a further range, maybe you can confirm it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't really reach with the other one then or something. Yeah. I guess there's a purpose why he has both of them at least.
Yeah. I mean that must be why this forces stand. That's all I know about. And it made sense before, because this didn't combo on crouchers before, like the Tatsu at all. You have to do like the crouching heavy to force stand, because it should force a stand there.
I think that's probably one of the greatest buffs that he got. To be able to actually confirm, because it's already pretty difficult to confirm like a one button confirm.
Yeah.
But when you also have to look for if the opponent is standing or crouching, then that's so hard. So before you could only confirm it with EX Tatsu, I think. But then you push the opponent so far away, and in this game it's so important to get depending on what character you are. But for Ryu, it's also good. Like, he has a fireball, of course, which is nice to keep his opponent away, and a DP to anti-air. But Oki's like Oki Seimei, like the knockdown mix-ups and stuff are so strong in this game. So that's why that is good, because he gets good Oki of it. And I guess that's basically the only situation where he actually gets good Oki now. Maybe from a EX Fireball as well.
Yeah, like he gets his +7 after 2 dashes there. At least. I don't know if I did it perfectly, but he gets Oki from all the Tatsus. And he gets, you know, like you can do this and side switch.
Yeah, that's really strong as well.
Or stay in front if you want. And this one is nice because you also get the dash there if you want. Like, +2.
No, that's also sets up perfectly for
because Oki was always his problem, and if your new Oki is it's like when you knock down your opponent, and your options on there wake up more or less. So when people say do the person get Oki, usually you want a certain situation like this. Wait, I'll do it mid-screen. Like this, where I'm plus, and there I'm +2 after a dash, and I'm point blank, so I can either use the throw, or I can do a button or whatever. Like I have all the options, right? I'm point blank in their face. It's not good for them, it's great for me, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's getting good Oki mean. Like sometimes you say like, you don't get Oki after throw because you're +4, right? But I can still press this button, so I still have options. It's just I can't do this, right? I can't dash and do another throw.
Yeah, I guess that's like you're heavily minus then, but when you catch someone off guard, sometimes it works, but you have to take a risk. Like that's the thing with Oki. Like when you're after the medium Tatsu, for instance, you have so many different options. Like after the throw, normally you can press a button, but then the opponent should know that and like not press anything.
Yeah,
you know, but when you're in the situation like this in their faces and you are plus, that means that they have to respect you or like make do a read or something,
like an EXTP or
exactly.
They have to, like, since Tatsu isn't a throw, right? So at least you can mix up your rises and so on. So, but it's still like it's not like if you do this one and you dash, you're still +7, and you still have all the options. I dash, I can still throw you. It's just that if I do it directly, it will whiff. There. Since the throw is 5 frames, so I'm 2+. But
I don't know if
you become able to see what kind of rise they do after a while. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, some characters, I don't know if Ryu can do it. They have normals or special moves that are so active that you can just press the button and it would take both wake-ups.
Yeah. I think this one does standing medium punch here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it takes both after Tatsu. So this is back rise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, +3 on block there.
Yeah, and that sets up for another situation.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a bit too far away from the throw, but still. But yeah.
No, but I can do the throw here too.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, after the standing medium punch, I was thinking about.
Yeah, then.
It's a bit too far away.
But I'm still plus that it's really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really.
It's a very strong tool that they gave him.
That's though we went a little bit off.
Yeah, we went to the future right now.
Yeah. Either way, he was pretty shit since season 1, but now he's finally good again. I feel like he got a lot of buffs. He got new moves. Like he didn't have this move before. Season 1 he didn't have that. Season 2 I don't think he had it either. He got it season 3, I think.
It was much later actually. No, I mean like it was late, definitely later than season 1 or 2, I think.
I think it was season 3 he got it. But it was shit in the beginning, but they buffed it a lot too.
Yeah, because the thing is, it was to cover because the Tatsu whiffed on crouchers.
Yeah.
Then they gave him the donkey kick instead, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you didn't really get any Oki from it.
No, and it's also there's a practical thing that's annoying with it. So the Tatsu is a quarter circle backwards, right? While Jodan kick is a half circle forward. So it's not like if you do one of these in one hit, it's super hard to confirm if they are crouching or standing.
Yeah.
So that means people would always default into when you get like stray hits, because you can hit confirm this, for example, or you can hit confirm this. It's you know it's not easy to hit confirms, but it's doable. So when you got like this one hit, people would just default into doing that because, and then there was no Oki because you're far away.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to do Tatsu and risk missing and losing the game. So you would just automatically go into Jodan kick or the donkey kick.
Yeah. Did he always have the EX one?
Yeah, he always had the EX, but it changed properties. Like now you can do like super sick combos with it. Before
Yeah, because
you couldn't. I don't remember exactly what, because I didn't play him before the buffs. But
yeah,
you couldn't get like proper. You couldn't get any proper.
Yeah, it was like a
conversion.
heavy DP or something, right?
Yeah.
I think you go for a heavy donkey kick or something there.
Yeah, I mean you can also do the things like mid-screen. You can go for. I didn't think you can do this or something like that, because this gives you Oki.
Oh yeah.
And it all has a lot to do, like it didn't combo from certain moves. Like from this one, you would never get that into DP or Jodan kick and so on. It was something like that, but it got buffed.
Yeah.
And his fireball game got buffed as well. It got buffed season 4, I think. So like they go faster and slower, I think, and they have less recovery. So his fireball game really improved.
Yeah.
This V trigger. This used to cost meter whenever you threw a fireball in this V trigger, and this has also been buffed a lot. So you would get like you couldn't get conversions like this before. I don't remember exactly, but now it's pretty much always guaranteed.
Yeah, you can get it like a fireball from a light kick as well, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, things like that. So it got buffed. It got more versatile.
And
you can throw a lot of them now. Before you could throw like 4 and the V trigger was over, so it wasn't really worth it,
Yeah, and you can see as well when he has V trigger and he throws fireballs, Ryu moves forward.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, like this is the infinite.
Yeah.
That everybody know about.
Yeah. But that's one of those moves that you have to punish.
Yeah.
Or you can't really punish it, but you shouldn't let them do it since it's -2 after the fireball.
Yeah.
Exactly. But me myself, I've definitely been hit with those things.
Yeah, I still get hit
countless times, but yeah.
So like, should we talk a little bit about the general idea of playing Ryu? And look at his buttons and kind of what he does well and what he doesn't do well.
Yeah.
He is, I think, Ryu is pretty strong now, Season 5. I wouldn't say he's a top tier or something, but he's definitely mid tier. Like, he's playable now.
He's definitely so much better than he used to be.
Yeah. And now he's actually, like, if you like to play Ryu, you should play Ryu, because you can put in work with him.
Yeah, and I feel like he is. I would say that he's way more fun now because he's so versatile. Like he has, like just so many tools somehow to be fun to play. Like first of all, like there's some things in this game that makes the game so fun. For me personally, like just hit confirming, anti-airing with DPs, like all of those things.
Yeah.
And if you're good at it, then that's really good.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I love about this game too.
Yeah.
And
then Ryu has all of those tools somehow.
Yeah, he does. If we look a little bit at his buttons, he has something that I find very important in this game, and this is a 3-frame. Unfortunately, he has like the worst 3-frame in the game, I think. It has like no range whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like... it's still a 3-frame. So in certain situations, it's good. And like from a counter it, you can lead into things and stuff, but... Like if you want to interrupt something or punish something from a distance that is further away than this, then that's not possible.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it's a standing 3-frame. Like the most optimal 3-frame is a crouching 3-frame that reaches far. Like if this was a 3-frame, it would be the best 3-frame in the game, but it's a 4-frame.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like
yeah.
a crouching short is so good because it hits low.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a good button, but it's also 4 frames.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
the thing is, like usually you try to defend like this, right? Because this covers the most options, so you down back. And so if you want to challenge something in a string and you want to use your fastest moves, you still have to stand up and press it.
Yeah.
And that like creates, like if someone dashes at you and you want to check the dash, then you have to stand up and press this. If you want to do the fastest move possible.
Yeah.
But that's really hard sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So you default into using your 4-frame, and that, you know, it gives you 1 frame less to react. It's that simple. And sometimes that's all that the opponent need to fuck you up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you just look at dashes in this game, when it's 1 frame distance difference, then
that
it's
dash
already
is just super
so
strong
hard.
in this game. Like, I mean, Ryu's dash is pretty damn good.
Yeah, 16 frames, right?
Yeah, 16 frames. It covers a decent, like, it doesn't go super far. It doesn't go super short. It's a pretty normal dash when it comes to the range, but it's super fast, and it can be quite overwhelming when you have someone like introducing those options to you and then jumping, and then you know they're throwing this shit and they're just going ham, you know, and then comes a throw and you're like, oh my god, what happened? And another one, and then you know you've seen those online people going like dash up EXDP and shit. So it's a good dash for creating mental stack. It's a good dash for him as a character, I feel like, because he lacks proper pressure, which is one of his weakness, like up front, I feel like.
But he has some pretty good frame traps though with the MP
yeah,
and
he
stuff,
does.
right?
He does. But like so this one, since they buffed this now, it's +2 on block. Oh, this used to be +1. It's +2 now, and it's 5 frames. So this actually frame traps now.
Okay.
Before when you block this, you could press a 3-frame, and he couldn't do a second one. You would interrupt it. So you would have to go into this and counter hit confirm the lights instead. But now this is a lot better because you can. Oh, I hate overheads being on medium punches, but you can stagger with this. So stagger is when you like you delay the next button. So instead of going for like a frame trap like this that will capture the next button the opponent press if they press afterwards, this one is to buy yourself turns or try to get a delay tech or them doing something later on.
Yeah, it's
because
also
if
good
you
because
if you don't take any action here, like if I stagger with this and you don't take any action, this is an infinite. You have to do something sometime, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, when I smell like, okay, I think the person's gonna press now. Then you go for the frame trap and into the confirm and.
Yeah, and it's like you can see some of the top players. They're like some characters have really strong stagger pressure, and they would just walk you down to the corner basically because you're so scared to press because you know if you get countered, it will be like 40% of your health basically.
Yeah.
But if you just press 2 normal medium punches without staggering, then here's the pressure is gone.
Yeah.
So,
and then that's what I mean with that. He lacks, you know, like they extended the range on this and they made it faster. It's super fast now. It's 6 frames.
Yeah,
it's really good button, but after this, what you can do is like, if you want to continue to do plus, you do this, you're +6, but you can't dash after.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean with like, when he is here, more or less his turn is over. There might come a fireball, but he can't do much. Sometimes they like to do like a solar plexus strike is a good option, but that's also -2. So your turn is over if it gets blocked. If this gets blocked, a fireball, your turn is over as well, more or less. But you're back to neutral. But your presser situation is over. So that's why you need a good dash with someone with like Ryu, you know, if you want to continue the offense. So the risk here is that you dash in and try to do something.
Yeah, they also gave him another buff, talking just about the medium buttons. Like his crouching medium punch is also really strong now, +2 as well. I think it's less pushback, so basically you could go crouching MP, standing MP.
Yeah.
And that's, exactly like that.
It's 1 frame slower than this. Standing and medium punch is 5 frames, and this is 6, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But this is a good button. Like, this was what you used mostly before they buffed this.
Yeah.
But still, even when you did this, you know, back then, a 3-framer would interrupt this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you needed to do was, like, you do this and you use the pushback so that they whiff, and then you do medium punch again to get the 3-framer.
Yeah.
And that's a lot harder than just doing this, right?
Exactly. That's a lot of mind games going on there.
Yeah.
But you talked about the 3-frame.
Yeah.
Like, we can just go like pros and cons, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good bit that is a 3-frame button. The cons would be that
it's super
it's
short.
not. Yeah, you have to stand up as well.
Yeah.
So you take a risk, like a much bigger risk than someone else that would have.
Then Chun-Li pressing her crouching light kick is like
or a jury or something.
Yeah. So.
But like overall, it's always good to have a 3-frame. I mean, like there's some other characters that have really poor ones, but you still see that they get something of it somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, like he has pretty good buttons. He has like this one, which is confirmable. This is like his main button for offense now. If you look at the really good Ryu players like Shomi, for example, or they escape my mind now, but you have the Japanese players like Sasori and
also NL has a really good
I
mean, it's a lot of people.
I mean, there's a lot of good Ryus out there, but like the pure Ryus, like that are like Ryu masters that only play Ryu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have like Shomi and Sasori and BBJP.
I feel like I know the most Ryu players I know is that they have Ryu on secondary.
Yeah.
And they like main Akuma or something, but
they really master this button because this is like.
Yeah.
This is what starts your offense. This is where you get the pressure, the damage. It forces your opponent to do something, because if we put the dummy to do this on me, so like this is a common string, right? You do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if I walk back there, the crouching medium kick whiffs.
Yeah, you could easily whiff punish it, right?
Yeah, and it. This is hard because I don't want to walk back before he starts hitting. So if you just stand up, that string whiffs, right?
Yeah, force like if you know this, you can walk backwards, and then it forces the Ryu player to take a risk somehow.
Yeah, but that's also why this opens up the mix-up, right? Because you can do as a Ryu player if you think they're walking back because this is whiffing, or they're standing up. Then you do this once and you go for that directly to open them up, or you do this and then you walk forward and press that.
Yeah.
But it's still like this is the key. Like this is the key. This is what starts the party for him, more or less.
Yeah.
And now that he got like better Oki, you know, you get more situations to actually try and do that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of players go also for like a standing light punch before that, and then into it.
Yeah, that's because some situations you're only like +1 or something. It's not always you have the luxury of being able to do this, but this is still +2 on block, you know. Hardly any pushback, so you can. Yeah.
Does it lead to a tick throw as well?
Nah, it's a medium, so you can't.
Oh, the light punch, I mean.
That does.
Okay, so it's perfect. Yeah.
I think
that's one thing I
one
wonder. Like, there's one thing that I think is very strong, like talking about this tech that you can walk backwards, like during block. Does Ryu have? Can he do a standing light punch and then crouching short, crouching light punch? And does it hit? So if you do a standing light punch first,
Yeah.
and then crouching short, yeah. So that's one of those things that could blow this up as well.
If they walk back, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see, because I'm not sure that it will, because if they're standing up, I think you get pushed out too far. Ah, okay, it actually works. Well, he's blocking it there, but afterwards.
Yeah, we can see. Oh, okay,
no.
so okay. Maybe.
Yeah, after first attack. No.
Oh, guard
Idiot.
first attack only. Yeah, there we go. Alright.
You see.
Ah, okay. So you have to micro walk a bit to get that.
Oh wait, yeah.
Wait, it works?
Yeah, it seems to work now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's one of those tools that are really strong, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it leads into the Tatsu again, and then you go for like the mix-ups, I guess.
Yeah.
So he has. What I'm trying to say is that he still has the tool to deal with those things that you showed earlier, like
Yeah,
to go
exactly.
into the crouch immediate, kick immediately, and stuff. So, like, I think, like, it's actually for me, it's like Ryu has a lot of tools. He has, like, I mean, he doesn't have the best pressure, of course, but it's not bad, you know. Like, and he has like good fireball game now.
Yeah, I mean, Ryu is still one of the best characters when you're at this range, right? Like, he has a great fireball to put fireball traps, so you can anti-air. And his DPs he has a DP, so he has a fantastic anti-air.
Yeah.
Even when you suck at DPing, he has the parry V skill, which you shouldn't use as an AA, but you can.
The crouching heavy punch. Does it work?
Yeah, this one is decent too. I mean, it's
so
decent
maybe
too.
Yeah, that was the one.
I mean, if you have a DP, you should use it. But yeah, when you start out, you can use this instead.
Yeah.
But like, the idea of the character is still, you throw fireballs to annoy the shit out of someone, so they're like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. They start jumping, and you put up this in their ass, right? So he has a lot of, like, his fireball game is super good now. And especially when he activates V-Trigger, like when Ryu has this on, you just gotta let him do his thing more or less now, I feel. Like, you can't challenge this, but I feel like the general strategy against Ryu in V-Trigger 1 is to respect it.
Yeah, and as you see there on the screen as well, if he charges his Denjin Hadouken, or like the V-Trigger fireball, then he actually gets a situation where he guard breaks the opponent.
Yeah, so you can. Yeah, there should be a DP in between there, but.
And that's also like okay.
Yeah, and it goes even faster when you have EX to get the guard break.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you didn't jump or like didn't use some mechanic in the game,
V-shift or something.
Yeah, exactly. Then
before V-shift
like
didn't exist, so like I think if you get
there's a crush counter
yeah,
sweep,
yeah.
right?
I think it's oops.
Yeah, that's good.
It's something. Oh.
I think you with medium punch.
Yeah, it's something like that. Wait, I need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something I can time it manually and stuff. Oh wait, you shouldn't use that, but yeah, it's pretty much an unblockable.
I think maybe it's a bit further away, and then yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and that's like an unblockable. So before you couldn't deal with that if you didn't have EXDP or V-shift like you have now. But it's still a strong situation. I like this V-trigger because it gives him a lot more pressure and it makes him hurt a hell of a lot more in the corner.
Yeah. Like the thing with the V-trigger, like it also got so buffed because they feel like they just implemented SF4 into this game because he gets something that the other characters don't really have or get.
Yeah.
That he can link he gets 1 additional frame or something on all of his normals.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
So he can basically do links that he couldn't do, like medium punch and
Yeah,
standing heavy
this one
punch.
this is also this you couldn't cancel before. He can cancel it
Ah,
always now. Before he
yeah.
could only cancel this in V Trigger 2, something like that.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But can you, if you go into V Trigger 1, is it possible to do standing medium punch to normal fierce without counter it?
Oh.
Like,
I don't remember. I think it might be. Yeah.
yeah, and then you can do light punch, standing light punch into medium punch.
Standing light punch. Yeah.
Yeah, and then heavy, like because of the additional frame,
Yeah.
which is already so strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden the 3 frames gets more scarier as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a decent. Whoop. Ah, shit. I should do a DP in between there, but yeah. It's decent damage of a 3-framer in the corner.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, like, if we just, I mean, we covered some of his buttons.
Yeah.
Like, of course, this crouching medium kick, you said it's a good button. It's a fast one. It reaches really far.
his
can
best
either go
neutral
into-
tool, like
Yeah, go
this
into
one
confirms
together
or,
with fireballs, of course.
yeah. And his heavies as well. I would like.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about like you said that like on mid range Ryu excels, right?
Yeah,
Where you
yeah.
can throw fireballs and pay.
Yeah, like this far mid range here, like
What do
here
you think,
here
like-
it isn't very scary, but like around here is super scary.
Mm.
Like here you can't jump at him here. You can't jump a fireball on reaction here. You will eat this. It's
Yeah.
that simple. So you have
Yeah,
to
and
guess.
then you get
You
like,
have to walk. You
stuck.
have to do something either, like if you have a EX fireball move or something fireball invul like Tatsu. But Tatsu is a guess against his fireball at least. But like with Laura, you can do like the EX shoulder or something.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some characters.
But if
good
you
tools,
struggle
but-
against fireballs and you don't have an answer, this sucks. Like this position is just he's so strong here.
Yeah, you easily gets trapped in like a fireball
because then
loop
you
or
eat
something.
this, and then he gets dash up Oki, and you're in all this shit again, right?
Yeah.
And
But
when he has
what do you-
this activated, you can't even jump it on a read because you will eat this anyway because they recover so fast.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think about his poke game overall? Like,
I mean-
so what does he excel at? Like Ryu?
Yeah, like his fireball game, he is super good. His like anti-approach game is super good because you can buffer this, right?
Yeah.
And that leads into a lot of damage. And you can do this, and then you can start
Oh.
zoning again. So his zoning game is super good. Like he has one of the best fireball games in the game. And especially if like you meet someone else with a fireball, you still have options that you don't see too often. So if we make the opponent do this, right? Since you have V skill 1, right? And that cancels into EX moves.
Aha, that I actually didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's actually
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
So you can cancel it into things like it's the same when if they pressure you afterwards. Now you can cancel into the EXDP, like cancel the recovery, something like that.
That's really cool.
So yeah. So like when you play the fireball war, right? Whoops, I should turn them off. You just keep parrying their fireballs, and if they approach, you can either cancel into an EX fireball, which is 2 fireballs in one, right? Or
Yeah.
you can do this if they're really close, for example. So they still have to guess if they approach you. But what you also do is that you build the V trigger, so you can activate this, and then you just win. Like Sagat can't handle this. I mean,
Sagat is one of the best zoners. So
Guile can't handle this. Like when he has this activated, he has the best fireball in the game. I feel like. And the EX fireball in general is super strong. Like.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing with V Trigger 1 because I don't know how many people know this, but when Ryu does a normal fireball, he has a hurt box, so you can hit him on the arms all the way out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he does EX Fireball, he doesn't have that hurt box. So it becomes a super good like whiff punish tool. So let's say like the opponent does something like this, he tries to poke. You have this super fast whiff punish tool. That's super hard to interrupt because at like this range. While if I do like a normal one, it gets interrupted way easier.
Yeah, no, that's one of those things that you can really get caught off guard with.
Yeah, so that's why, you know, I mean, how many times have you played against Ryu and died by this? It's like one of his best moves, and he gets really good Oki on it.
Yeah, and he can also activate.
Yeah. So, and he can activate, he can dash, so he does that, and he gets super good Oki as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, and when he is in this mode, like the normal fireballs, they also lack that hurt box. So that's why these fireballs are so good as well, because he doesn't have that hurt box that sticks out.
So basically what you're saying is when he activates V-Trigger, he becomes top tier, right?
I mean, if he was like this all the time, yeah, he would be top tier for sure. But yeah, who wouldn't if they always were in V-Trigger, right? Maybe that's another episode. If everybody's in V-Trigger, how does the tier list look?
What do you think about Jury V-Trigger 2? That's for another episode, guys.
Yeah.
No, but well, I also feel like in general, like he's, as you say, like Fireball game's really good. I mean, just outside of the V-Trigger, like he's a good Fireball game, and Terrors are good.
Yeah.
Like he also, one thing that he has is a lot of damage now because of the buff to the donkey kick, etc. He's got good knockdowns when if you can confirm them, etc.
Yeah.
And his Oki is pretty okay. So basically, he's very decent at. He's at least decent at basically everything, I would say. He also has a very good defensive game, like probably one of the strongest. I mean, in terms of you have a 3-frame, and you still have the general mechanic like the V-shifts and V-reversal, and he has a parry, and he has an EXDP.
Yeah.
Basically, I would say that's like, I don't know what else you would wish for in that scenario. Maybe a
if this was crouching, if this was a crouching 3-framer, like if this was 3-frame, it would be so busted, man. This has such a good reach. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like this is the only drawback of his 3-frame. Hardly any reach, and it's standing. But other than that, he has everything he needs when it comes to defense.
Yeah, his 4-frame like light kick is also a very good punish tool for a lot of the -4.
Yeah, like Balrog's dash punch and all the heavy kicks and so on.
Yeah, like Ken's heavy kick. Yeah.
And then, you know, like also he has V-skill 2 now, which is interesting.
Ah, true.
This is like it's I haven't really used it because it's not as good as the first one, right? But
it's like some kind of parry, right?
Yeah, it is. Like during this forward movement, you parry something. So you can do like let's just put it on dummy anyway.
Does it work against low attacks as well?
I'm unsure, actually. But yeah.
Wow, that makes it very strong.
Yeah, and I think you can combo off it too, right? But I don't remember how. Like, I haven't really invested into it. Or you can activate on it or something. Whoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah, like you get pretty much a free juggle there. But it's an interesting tool because it also does it have block on? No.
What?
So what's interesting about it is, when you look at it, it's not that good, right? It's -4 on block. But what it does is that it gives him like here you have solar plexus, but now you have this as well, and you can space it pretty well. Like it goes far. Look.
Yeah.
And if you're -4 here, who the fuck is gonna?
Yeah, like
punish
Sakura
that?
maybe.
Yeah. So it's decently like
It's a
a
good
decent
poke,
poke
basically.
that murders any button that anybody presses, but it also builds V trigger here. So it builds V trigger on block. While this, the V skill 1, the parry, you have to parry something, but with this you can actually build
Yeah.
V trigger.
Does it really build on block as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I haven't really
let's
meddled with the
let's
other
see.
V skills and V triggers.
I have like let's see so I don't lie, but oh yeah, I have this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
Oh,
builds.
cool.
Yeah.
And then can you do target combo into it as well? And then I'm pretty sure it's like another animation or something, but maybe not. You have to do it on
yeah, I don't know.
on hit, I think.
Yeah, I don't really use this one, so I don't know, but maybe.
Either way, there's like the same with Colleen. You can normally do V or a target combo into it, and it's an animation, and you build something.
Yeah, probably. And also, it's good against like Dalsim or Menat, right?
Oh yeah,
because you have a poke that moves him forward, that interrupts their long limbs or balls or whatever they're throwing at you.
Yeah, and just pushes them to the corner as well. Like it's just pros at that point.
Yeah. And then you have obviously like this. Let's take it on infinite. This V trigger too. It's so fun, man. I love this one.
Yeah, I would say that too.
I think V trigger 1 is better. I think this one is more fun.
Yeah, like V trigger 1 is so versatile.
Yeah.
Like especially in correlation with V skill 1 as well.
But this one is so easy to use as well, you know.
Yeah, I feel like this is basically.
And it does massive damage.
And stun, yeah. It's like it's one of those like. I mean, I wouldn't call it like a true robbery, but it's one of those robbery triggers that you can just stun you if you're not prepared, you know?
Yeah. Like you hit someone with let's see. Oh, I need to make him block the first one.
Oh, the distance, right?
Oh shit. But yeah, it does a lot of damage, this.
Yeah, you can do like EXDP after that, right?
Yeah, you can do a lot, but even if you just do oh, it was so long since I played him.
It's okay. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
there I did get the crouch and medium kick even.
Nah, look at the stun.
Yeah.
It literally stunned half the bar of anyone in this game.
Yeah, and you also get this extension on anti-airs, right? So if you hit them with the DP, look at that. That's an anti-air damage, if anything. So it's like an easy thing to use. Super easy.
Yeah.
Because it's just like do the normal things, but add like a shit ton of damage afterwards.
Yeah, and just the stun as well. Like I feel like sometimes when if I play versus Rias with that trigger, I feel like I always end up thinking to myself, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
You know, why am I stunned? Oh, okay, 2 V trigger combos hit me and I died.
Yeah.
Like it.
And then obviously you have the crumple effect as well, right? So you have the whoop. What am I doing? So you have the.
Yeah, exactly. And now that leads into so much damage because you can do the EX donkey kick after it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Can you get the? Yeah, you do that. You do that straight, or I did it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you can't. What? I'm sure I've seen that. Alright.
Yeah, you get that right, or is it? I don't remember. Because I rarely parried.
Maybe you can get like a fast normal.
Yeah, but
Either way, just
yeah.
doing a DP after that.
Mm. Yeah, like if you have it and you
Yeah, oh look at that
yeah.
damage.
I
Oh
mean just
wow.
that is a lot of damage.
Yeah. And that's like, it's scary because the thing is, like this V trigger before used to only have that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
parry thing.
It had
And then
more.
it
You
wasn't.
could do this more times. Like this, you can do twice now if you have a full bar. You have 2 times to try this.
Yeah. The thing is, it wasn't that scary because you just went for like
Yeah, yeah,
options that beat it. But now, because he's also getting offensive with it,
yeah,
you can't just like, you have to take more risks or something.
yeah. Exactly.
Because now it's like, oh, okay, I don't need to use the parry right now because I can also extend my combos and just kill you.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what makes it so strong somehow. Like it's, yeah, he has like, I would say right now he actually has 2 really good V triggers.
yeah. Like I find both, and like it's also like you have V trigger 1 that adds some depth, and then you have V trigger 2 that's like an easy V trigger to use. So it's good,
Yeah.
good for it's good and effective for beginners. Uh,
Yeah,
Plus, you know,
absolutely.
I mean, there are some matchups where you would love this. Like, you have a sim poking at you full screen, you do this, and they ain't poking no more. So
Oh,
it's
that's
yeah, it's really cool.
it looks pretty funny when they just get sucked in as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But would you say, like, if we just like a question, would you consider Ryu being like a very good like beginner character?
No. I mean, he's good in a sense that he's good to learn the game, but I think it's hard to be effective with him as a beginner because
But
fireball game is super hard, man. I still suck at it. I suck at the fireball game.
yeah, you have to be very brave.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I'm like people are really good with fireballs. They show you the strength of this character. Like I suck at fireball game. So like when I ranked up with Ryu, it was like I mostly played at this range because I'm hit confirming this. I'm whiff punishing with this. You know, sometimes you throw in that or things, and then I can use the fireball as a poke. So let's say I poke them like this. I walk backwards, and they throw out like something, you know, and then you use this for a knockdown. So you like go like that, go backwards, put that. So I'm playing more at this range. I hardly played at this range where he's super good with fireballs because I just suck at it.
yeah. I mean, it's really difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we both played a lot of fighting games, but somehow like 5 fireball games feels so different, I would say.
Yeah,
At least for me.
Like it's more chess and not just like kind of spammy as it is in other
Yeah, you
games.
have to like think about it. Like every fireball, you really have to commit to
Yeah.
it because you know it's a huge risk.
And so
And then
like
there
you would meet them with a fast fireball, right? And then you would put this on and gain some ground to follow after it.
Yeah.
And at
yeah,
certain
there's so
ranges, you throw this, and then you throw it again. Like you throw this, and then the heavy one to create kind of a trap, and then
Yeah.
2 slow ones create another kind of trap, right? So there's a lot of like that mind game that I haven't figured out because I don't really play fireball characters.
Yeah, I feel like we could have several episodes just talking about how deep the fireball game is because it's so deep.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think you can never stop learning there actually, but it's so cool. Like fireball game is something like when you see players like Daigo or I don't know,
Shomi is so good with fireball.
Yeah,
His fireball game is top
he's
tier.
so good in just controlling like space and everything with fireballs as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
really
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like overall, like when we talk about him, I feel like it's hard to not think that Ryu is like top tier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he feels so good on paper when you see like everything that he has, but still most people don't think he is, right?
No. And
because
that's because of this reason right here. Oh shit. It's because he doesn't have as many favorable matchups as as Akuma or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't have like when you look at the top tiers, there's not like a single top tier that doesn't have a really good V trigger, right?
Yeah. I mean, his V triggers are good. Like, don't get me wrong, but both his V triggers you can kind of wait them out. Like, he doesn't activate the V trigger and win. He activates the V trigger and forces you to wait. So if you overextend, you die.
Yeah, exactly. That's like they talk about a lot of the times you hear people talk about like robbery in Street Fighter 5, that you get Street Fighter 5, and that's just the thing. Like, he has good V triggers, but he can't really force situations in the same way that other characters can. Like, if you look at Cammy, she can just, I mean, of course she's
even if
taking
we
risks,
just
but,
like
you know.
if we compare him to like the other Shotos, if we take I'm not gonna have a discussion. Sakura is a Shoto, and people who say she isn't a Shoto because of some technicality can cry on Twitter. So Sakura, she's like a formulate car, right? Like, she's so fast. She just, like, she gets you in the corner, it's game over. Like, she's so hard to handle in the corner, and she gets you there in like one combo.
Yeah, and we also talked about the throw loops. And maybe she doesn't have a throw loop, but she has one that's...
Her throw game is really good, really good.
Yeah.
Like, Ryu's throw game is pretty good now too, but you can kind of OS it and like delay jump back when you defend against it. But like Sakura, she's so fast. She has like all the things Ryu has when it comes to offense, but on steroids because of her walk speed.
Yeah, and her stagger game is much better as well.
Exactly, yeah. She doesn't have the zoning game that Ryu has, but she has a super strong offense, which makes her, I think, better than Ryu in general, because it's better in this game to be able to kill your opponent and keep them away.
Yeah, that's I think that's the thing where it lacks with fireballs. Like, there's not maybe there's one or two characters in this game that actually like can keep you away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if someone gets in, like for instance Sakura or Ken, it could be game over in one instant.
Yeah.
Because this game is so fast paced when it comes to.
Yeah, let's talk about this motherfucker. Like, he gets one EXDP, you might have lost the game, because either, you know, he does like an overhead and combos you from one side of the screen to the other, and you're in the corner, time to guess, from an
Which
EXDP.
is crazy.
Or he throws you and he back throws you into the other side of the corner.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
It's just, he's like, he can snowball so fast. And like, couple of guesses, you're dead. Couple of guesses against Ryu, you're back to neutral, and you have to play his game.
Yeah, because he has to, like, the thing as well is that he has to land so many of his OK situations.
Yeah, and don't get me started on this guy. Like, his V trigger, his buttons. This guy has everything. He activates V trigger. You know, a lot of characters don't get to play the game.
Yeah, that's also one of the things I wanted to say. Like, a lot of the Shotos we looked at right now, the whiff punish game is so good. Like, and Ryu doesn't get that much mileage of it. Like, he could potentially, if it's like, I don't know, a matchup where his buttons are really good. But with a lot of these characters, they have like one universal button that just works against anyone. Like Akuma, for instance, he has the standing MK that could lead into crazy amount of OK or damage, you know. And Ken as well with some buttons.
Yeah, I mean, Ken has okay buttons, but he has more the explosiveness, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
he catches you once. Like, I think he is the one that robs you the hardest without being a grappler, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, his throw is probably better than a grapple grab, because it throws you into the corner.
Yeah. And like, if we look on some of the matchups, like, what do you think of? Do you play Rose? What do you think of Rose versus Ryu?
Versus Ryu?
Yeah.
I would say that actually, like, Rose can contest Ryu with fireballs, right? And she has very good options. Like, this is the thing. Like, maybe I don't know exactly like how favorable the match would be in Rose's favor, but they both have options to deal with each other's fireballs. But Rose has so many ways of like putting out other things that control the fireball game, like soul punishes, and she has like EX spiral that goes through. So basically, I forced Ryu to make risks.
Yeah, and Ryu doesn't have the buttons to contest you either, I feel like.
No, because Rose's range on the buttons are just so good.
Yeah, so it's constantly a force of me trying to get in my range of crouching medium kick, where your standing heavy punch will end my life.
Yeah, and
then it becomes like, okay, I gotta do like a fireball pressure and then parry everything you do and throw out an EX fireball, but it's still, you know, that's a lot of things that has to go right. Well, you can just kind of do your flow of game.
Yeah.
and get rewarded. So I think this is rough for you.
Yeah, I would
think
say that
Gil
it's
also I don't really like this matchup for you. I think it's decently even. I don't know exactly who wins, but it's also Gil has such good pokes. He's medium kick and things. And I have to play so close to him. That makes it scary, and then he has his parry, which also makes it scary to you have to cycle your offensive strings all the time, and Ryu's offense is kind of straightforward. So so it becomes easier for a Gil player to he's gonna do the same shit again, time to parry. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just have to slip in that I also, I mean, I wouldn't say that I know the Rose Rhea matchup to 100%.
No, of course. Yeah.
But according to, I would just put this in, according to who I think is the best Rhea or Rose player, he thinks the match is even.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because they both have ways to handle each other's fireballs. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Gil one as well, yeah, as you say, he also has the way where he can switch up the fireballs, like putting an ice down or
Yeah. Yeah, I mean his fireball game is great, Gil's as well, I think. In this matchup. So and since he can always cancel his parry while I can only cancel it into EX moves, he has that advantage as well when it comes to the fireball wars. But I just want to say I mean I'm not a Ryu main. I've played Ryu, but I'm not a Ryu main, and I'm just going off my general knowledge here. So if you do not agree with us, please let us know in the comments or so on.
Absolutely.
Because all we want to do is have a discussion, because this is not 100%. This is what we think right now. So let's just continue the discussion in the comments if that's the case. I think Ryu does well against Kage, for example. Kage's range is shorter than Ryu's. Kage
and
has
his
a bit
fireball
more...
game is worse as well.
Yeah. I mean, and you have a DP, so Kage doing dive kicks and stuff is not a problem.
Yeah.
And you also like what Kage has is he has a bit of the robbery factor. He has a demon, he has good mix-ups, that kind of stuff that Ryu doesn't have. So.
And he has the dive, which that's the thing. When without V triggers or anything, they it's I would say a bit in Ryu's favor, because first of all, faster crouching medium kick, more range, and better poke somehow, and then the fireball game. The only way he can win fireball game is full screen, and he throws the 3-hit fireball basically.
And then,
when he activates
then I parry
his
that
V-trigger,
and I just activate V-trigger instead. Yeah.
Exactly. But then when you activate V-trigger, you can't throw fireballs anymore.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, that's 1-2 mix-ups, and then you're stunned and dead.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. And then you have Falk. I think Falk does well against Ryu. Because of the same reason that Rose does. You outrange him, Falk does so much damage, and she can actually bait the DP with her shots and with her dive kicks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Kage can't do that. But you can do a instant jump fireball, and if you try to DP that with Ryu.
The same with Kage though. You can bait the DPs with the insta fireball.
Yeah, but seriously, I've met Kages that try to do that, and I never bought into it. I just DP them when they jump and not DP them when they do the fireball.
The thing is as well,
against
when they
Falk,
do it,
though,
normally you can react to it and you just do a tatsu, and then you take them. So it's it's a risk for them to do it still.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no,
I agree with you on the Falk though.
Yeah, I think Ryu struggles a bit in this matchup, but it's not unplayable. You have things like EX Fireball that grants you a knockdown so you can get in, so it's a matchup where you gotta use the EX Fireball a bit more as a poke tool and try to get your offense started.
Yeah.
Against Minata, it's super hard because she has no hurt boxes and she has to reflect, and then she has a broken V trigger, so you get robbed even if you do well.
Yeah, that's the thing with Minat. She's, I mean, in terms of this matchup, just in general, she has so many things that are so much better in the matchup, versus Ryu, but then she also sits on the robbery V trigger.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So I think this matchup is shit for Ryu. I think it's really bad. And then you have Akuma, which is a decently even matchup, I feel like. But just Akuma has some better V-trigger options. I still feel like Alex isn't that good. I think Ryu wins this matchup clean.
Yeah.
Against Rashid, we hardly have any Rashid players, but it's not that bad of a matchup. I feel this is probably even-ish.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
kind of shuts down Ryu's fireball game from a certain screen
Yeah.
because of his V skill.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, like, Ryu can handle with the air things pretty good. I don't know what button is good versus like Rashid button into EX fireball. You know, like you can interrupt
you
it.
can just light kick or something.
Yeah, exactly. So
like I think it's decent. Obviously, you can't play the fireball game as freely, but you can still use the fireballs. I think he beats all the grapplers, so he beats Mika.
Yeah, also parry is very good in this matchup.
Yeah, you can parry, but you can stop it with pretty much every, like her drop kick with anything more or less.
Yeah.
But you have the DP, you have a good fireball. She has to take all the risks, but you know, like she's a casino, so she gets in once, you might have lost. This matchup sucks.
Yeah, but you just go on. Like we don't have to talk about this. No, I'm kidding.
Like I feel like this sucks because her pokes are so good, and when she has V trigger and she hits you with a poke, you just die.
She can also like slide under the fireballs, I think.
Yeah,
into
but
V-trigger.
the slide is kind of trash. It's only good when you have V trigger.
Okay.
Because it's -3 on hit at best. So like, for example, I play a lot of Laura. So when Laura throws a clap and Chun-Li tries to slide under it, I can always punish it, more or less.
Okay.
Even if she hits me. So
the thing is, as well in that matchup that is bad is that, if I'm not mistaken right now, I think that Chun-Li's EX legs are 6 frames.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, and Ryu's fireball is -6. So if you do it too close, you will get punished. Like it's
but
horrible.
In the end, it's just her pokes. It just controls neutral, and you don't really get the chance to get started with your fireball game because she blocks one, walks forward, blocks one, and then you're in her range again. So she will just push you into the corner and press heavy punch until you die. It's hard. It's super hard. It's not unplayable, but it's hard. Dan, probably the worst character in the games. I don't see a single matchup that he actually wins.
Now we disagree a bit.
Yeah.
but I think in this matchup, he has one of the best offenses, I would say. But besides that, it's like, when he's in your face, he has so good pressure. But like he can't contest on fireballs. His DPs are way worse. Like I don't know. He has to take risks somehow, and I think that.
Well, Dan is another episode, so. But I think Ryu just zones him out. He has better pokes.
That's what I meant. Like he can't really contest with anything, so Ryu probably wins that one.
Yeah.
As well.
Ryu absolutely murders Honda. Just parry those asses. You zone him out. And Honda has to approach more or less, and you have good punishes. Light headbutt you can punish with light kick if you're standing up, and then medium headbutt with crouching medium kick. So
that seems like a really horrible matchup for Honda.
And you can also just parry them. If you have V trigger 2, you just V trigger 2 parry that ass or that headbutt. It's like, obviously Honda is Honda, you know. They're gonna try to monkey in and do some monkey stuff, and sometimes you just die. But
gorilla.
Ryu has all the answers for this matchup. This is not a problem.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, it feels like one of those counter-pick matchups.
Yeah.
Where, I'm up versus Honda. Okay, I'm gonna go Ryu.
Yeah. More or less, I think Ryu. It's just a walk in the park for Ryu here. The only thing that can happen is that you get bored and do some dumb shit, and then you lose, more or less.
Yeah, we all know about that.
Yeah. I think G is a bit of a struggle. I don't think it's super bad. I think it's a struggle because he can flip through the fireballs and
And he can also V-skill the fireballs, like.
Yeah, he can. The problem is, do you still have the crouching medium kick, right? In this matchup, you have to approach him. You can't really zone G out with your fireballs. You have to use it as a poke, so you have to play closer. And closer G has good pokes, like standing medium kick and so on. But what's really dangerous is light buffers, right? But at that range,
Yeah.
you can play with crouching medium kick, and you can kind of get in a bit. And
Uh,
yeah,
and then
like obviously, like it's really easy to get raw, but it's not unplayable. I think Ryu struggles a bit, but it's not as bad as like Chun or something.
yeah, I think now as well, like if I remember, they nerfed his like light fireball a lot.
Yeah,
So
it's like
I think
-9 on block or so.
yeah, it's something
Yeah.
like maybe Rhea has some good punishes, but like still, I feel like he, as you said, like it's in G's favor, but it's still playable for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're gonna get robbed by G no matter who you play, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it happens sometimes, but I think like Ryu, even though he struggles, it's doable.
yeah,
I think this is a 5-5 matchup. Actually, Ryu wins full screen. Sakura has better pressure, but it's more or less like who gets into the favorable positions the most.
yeah.
So I think it's 5-5.
Yeah, I feel like when Sakura activates, Rhea has to respect the fireball a bit because
Yeah.
there's multiple hits and stuff, and she. But besides that, like outside of V trigger and stuff, maybe as you said, like it's pretty even.
Yeah. This I feel is it's so hard to say with Ed because Ed players, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's decently even this one. I think it's a bit in the Ryu's favor. It was definitely in Ryu's favor before Ed got his V skill 2, because now with V skill 2 he can at least go through fireballs.
yeah,
But he still struggles with zoning at some ranges, and with the parry, you know, you can parry things like Ed's V skill 1 or his V trigger 2, and you can handle a lot of those things. And I just feel like Ryu has a lot of answers here, and Ed's neutral, it's like decent. It's not oppressive. It's like he does his things in neutral, but Ryu hits harder in neutral than Ed does.
yeah. I mean, when Ed is up close and stuff, like sure, he
Yeah.
does a lot of damage, stun, he puts you in the corner, but just from like stray hits, I think Ryu wins.
Yeah. And also you have
And
something like that's important against Ed. I feel like it's a good 5 frame, so you have something to press
yeah,
after a flicker.
and also just like the difference between them is that Ryu's DP is like you will get hit by Ed if you press anything, but you can melee Ed's DP.
Yeah. Though
So,
Ed's is a good in another way, because Ed can like delay his freely and like walk forward and do it, things like that.
yeah, that's true.
It's good in another way. But yeah, as a reversal, Ryu's is better, I feel like. Jury, Ryu just loses against because Jury just shits on fireballs. She just flips and flies around.
And V skill, I don't even want to mention it.
Yeah.
Like that's just the killer.
Yeah, you can
And-
throw fireball games in this matchup, and Jury's neutral is just better than Ryu's, so you lose.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And then she has the V trigger that's
Yeah,
also a bit robbery.
yeah. Let's not talk about. That's another episode for that
Yeah,
character.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm getting an
don't
episode
sleep
right
on
now
don't
talking
sleep
about
on
it.
her. Don't sleep on her. Ibuki, I feel like it's also like the 5-5, something like that. You don't see many Ibukis nowadays, but with V shift and stuff, you know, the robbery factor isn't as much anymore. So
Yeah, I mean,
feel like this
there's some crazy setups, but that's also for a different episode.
yeah.
But
yeah.
she has some go through fireball options.
Yeah, like her heavy kick goes through the fireball and so on. She can.
Yeah.
She has the EX Raida or Raida that goes through as well.
Yeah,
But it's like she has to play at a not so comfortable range. I
and
feel
also
like that range is good for you if you play in that range. So
yeah, I also think like honestly that her overhead somehow is parry reactable.
yeah, it is.
So because it's so slow, then
I mean,
It's-
if you can block it, then you often can parry it. You know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So and that's just like one button, and then you get punished.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she has to take risks, and Ryu can somehow deal with them as well.
Ryu definitely wins against Lara. He has won against Lara every season, even when Ryu was shit season 2, and Lara was
Yeah.
godlike season 2. Ryu still won
Does
this matchup.
Does his crouching medium kick stuff your claps?
Yeah, crouching medium kick goes under claps.
Damn.
He can zone Laura out. Like, obviously she has her EX shoulder, but if you know the range of the EX shoulder, you can kind of bait it.
Mm.
And you can use your own meter, like, because you know when a Laura wants to EX shoulder often. So you can zone her out more or less. And then, since Ryu isn't reliant on V trigger in this matchup, you can just use everything for V reversal and V shifts, right? There's no need to activate against Lara. And then you do something like she throws a clap, you do crouching medium kick into EX, donkey kick into shake my hand. So.
And then it's over.
Yeah. I think he wins against Geef until Geef gets V trigger 1, then you can't throw fireballs anymore, but in general he wins this matchup too.
Yeah, like that's one matchup that I haven't really watched that much. I just know that Geef has some tools like Lariat and, as you said, V trigger 1.
Yeah, Lariat
but his walk speed is
but
so
it's the
slow.
V trigger. It's the V trigger that's the problem. Once it gets V trigger 1,
you
know, you can't throw a fireball anymore. And then you have to start challenge his range, but you know, like it's still doable. So I think like Ryu wins this one. There's no question about it. But
you think it's heavily favored in Ryu's?
Yeah, until V trigger 1 it's super heavily favored, and then V trigger 1 it becomes harder. But you know, then you're in the life lead and so on. So you should be able to close it out. But you know, Geef is Geef. One grab and you might have lost the game if you don't guess right afterwards. So. Karin, I feel Ryu loses too.
Yeah, her buttons is just way better and like
just obliterate Ryu in neutral. She has her like little, even though she hasn't like super strong anti-fireball moves, it's still like you gain so much ground using them. Like if you do the EX dash thing. Yeah. Like to go through a fireball, and even if you know I react and I like tech because I think you're gonna throw afterwards. Or you get an EX, or you actually time it and I throw a fireball and you do the EX Tenko, and then I'm in the corner and then I might have lost the game because if she corners you,
that's
it's just good
hard.
night. You get hit by one crouching medium kick, then you might have lost the game. So it's just so strong.
Yeah, and I feel like her buttons are so much like they really work against Ryu's buttons somehow.
Yeah. This is a weird matchup. I feel like Ryu fights Nash well.
Yeah, because of his parry as well.
Yeah, parry and zoning. I think he zones Nash better than Nash.
I actually think Ryu wins this matchup, but I mean I don't know. Maybe it's even, but just because of the parry. Yeah. Like if he just had the parry, it's still good because Nash wants to set up traps and stuff, but Ryu can handle them pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. And even if he does like the V trigger activate, you know, you can parry into EXDP. You can do all of these kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
So Ryu has the tools to deal with Nash. I feel like Nash is just annoying. I don't know about this matchup anymore. It's usually even, but I feel like Ken is just better. So I feel
I feel like Ken wins this now because of
his slight advantage to Ken.
Maybe because his DP buff, and when he has V trigger too, it's his bye fireballs.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. Like I don't know, like button wise. Who is like they have pretty similar buttons, like almost the same ranges, I would say. But yeah, I guess Ryu's fireball game is better normally. Ken has gotten better fireballs, but it's still like
but it's
not
mostly
as good
Ken's
as Ryu's.
DP is so good. Like
exactly.
And if he hits one, then you might have lost. It doesn't matter who you are. So like I just think Ken is just so strong this season that he beats Ryu this matchup. I think Kami's decent actually for Ryu. I feel like it's a 5-5. I mean, you can't properly zone her because she has EX drills and like all that stuff, but you have a DP to deal with her dive kicks. In V trigger, you can parry her dive kicks, right? The V trigger dive kicks. And you kind of play at the same range, so you are like both in your range and in Kami's range at the same time. So it's like a decent matchup. I feel like it's a 5-5.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, this one is hard though. Like Vega has his V skill that goes around fireballs, and he has like the roll that goes through fireballs.
Yeah, but I mean it's I don't know how easy it is to use. I haven't really tried it.
I
but
played
it
a
very
bit
slow.
against like Vega, but and it seems to be usable at certain ranges, you know. And that range where it's good to use is kind of the range that Vega wants to be. So you have like a hard time to throw fireballs unless you're really far back. And far back it's like you can stand there and chuck fireballs, but you're not gonna win there. While Vega can kind of just outpoke you.
Yeah.
But Vega is Vega, so it's not that strong of a character. So it's probably like 5/5 or something. It's a weird one. I'm unsure. This one I feel like is fine for Ryu against Nakali. It's probably a 5/5 as well. I think
I mean,
Ryu just beats Nakali, and then Nakali gets V-trigger and Nakali becomes broken.
Yeah, I mean, Nakali's like stomp, or like not stomp, but when he smashes the ground, like the Hulk smash. Yeah, it might be good because he can get some sort of trade to a knockdown and whatever, like.
Yeah. But you can play closer to Nakali. You don't really have to use the fireball. So you play really close to Nakali, and Nakali's stubby buttons doesn't reach, while you get a lot of rewards for a whiff punish with crouching medium kick.
Also, the heavy kick is like -4 on block, right?
Yeah, like that's kind of universal, but.
Yeah. So, but then I mean, because Rhea has a good 4-framer. It's probably.
Yeah. This one also 5/5. I feel like actually, it's decent.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel somehow that, I don't know, like a guy just does it better somehow. At least fireballs, I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean,
his fireballs is a little bit better, but I feel like after the buff, Ryu kind of can contest it, especially with like parry into cancel into EX fireball and so.
True, yeah. Yeah, that's something I still have to experiment with, I feel like.
Like before, when Guile's fireballs was super broken, like, he would throw the slow boom and walk after it, then it's another discussion. But nowadays, I feel like it's pretty even matchup. I think Ryu wins this one, and then Colleen press V-trigger too, and she's like the best character in the game. But
I think Ryu wins this because normally Colleen struggles with fireball characters, and Ryu does it very well. He has a lot of options for, I don't know,
her different approaches and stuff. And
exactly. And like she's not allowed to throw hails just randomly as well because of his Tatsu. Yeah.
This I also am unsure actually about this one. It's decently even, might be a slight advantage to Seku, but
I guess depends on the form as well. If he decides to go young or old,
Yeah, but I mean, Sonic wise, when he's old, it's kind of hard to deal with his grams with the fireball.
You
can't really control that part of the screen, so that's why I think it's a slight advantage to Seku. But
and then when he's young as well, his pressures and walk speed is so good, and he has the broken throw and stuff.
So probably Seku wins, kinda. But it's not a bad match. It's not unplayable. This I think is decent as well, kind of 5/5-ish.
Cody has those really good V skills that goes through fireballs.
Before he got V skill 2, Ryu just outzoned the shit out of him. But now with Cody's V skill 2, he can definitely fight fireball characters. So.
And he definitely has more damage.
Yeah. Code is good this season. He's really good.
Yeah.
This one, Ryu just straight up loses.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's nothing you can do against this character. This character
I felt like the parry could be pretty good, but maybe not.
Well, what are you gonna do? Parry full screen?
No, that's true.
And it's too fast. Like, you can't do much. You can't throw fireballs because she just trades with medium whip and kills you.
Yeah, that's what.
And then if you block it, you die because you're gonna take chip kill. That.
I thought that maybe like full screen Ryu would have a chance, but it's maybe not.
Forget it. Yeah. Then she has the EX flip that goes through fireballs. The EX overhead.
That's the one I was thinking about. But
that just like all the trades are in Poison's favor. She has ways to get past your fireball on reaction, sometimes at least. And she has a broken V trigger. And for Ryu's win condition in this matchup is to be next to Poison. Point blank, standing medium punch. That's the range where you can start winning this matchup. Now the question is, how do you get there?
I feel like if Ryu sits on a CA, he can punish some of the normals on block though. But I mean, because the crouching heavy punch is like -15 or something. No, it's 15. That's crazy. It's not -15. It's -8.
Yeah, crouching heavy.
-10. Yeah, and his CA is 4-frame startup or something, but it doesn't really matter because he needs a lot to sit on a CA.
Yeah. You're gonna use EX Fireball that entire game to try and get the knockdown
of course.
anyway. So. I think it does good against Seth. Seth still struggles a little bit with fireballs. Like, I mean, Seth has tools against fireballs, but they're a bit of call-outs, all of them, except for
Yeah.
the slide. And you have a parry and a DP to deal with the dive kicks, you know.
Oh, and the spin kicks as well, I guess.
Yeah, you can parry that, but that's also something like all characters can kind of be skilled at. V-shift, but
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
definitely parry that. So
yeah.
I think he does
I guess
good.
with Seth as I don't really know how Ryu fares with his V triggers, like versus Seth's, but in general, I feel like Ryu probably wins the matchup a bit.
Yeah, I think it's a bit Ryu favored. Seth's just like when Seth gets to do Seth things, Seth is strong. So
yeah, exactly.
But Ryu, I think it's like a little bit in Ryu's favor. It's not unplayable for Seth. Akira matchup, I feel, is it's a bit in Ryu's favor. Because Akira does have problems against fireballs. It's much like Seth, but Akira's anti-fireballs tools are even more call-outs.
Yeah.
So, but
she
she gets like better reward. Like he can do like a heavy tatsu around the fireball, and you know get some Oki. She gets like the EX fireball, especially with V skill 1.
Yeah.
And you can like and you get massive reward, and then she gets you to the corner, and there she's super strong.
Yeah,
but
and
in
then
neutral it's hard.
Trigger.
Yeah, it's hard against the fireball. So
yeah,
but yeah, she does get in with the V trigger. She does. I mean, Ryu can't keep her out, but I feel like slightly in Ryu's favor.
Have you ever seen anyone parry Daigo yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
But since Daigo's hit comes down late, I'm free to move with Akira when Daigo comes down. If you parry Daigo, I can just hit you at the same time, and you can't parry that. So
it's an unblockable if you parry.
yeah, if I hit you low while you're parrying high or whatever with
yeah,
guild,
of course.
So you know it's Bison is not good for you.
No, just his dash, man.
Just he's the B skill 1. He just
Oh,
grabs the fireball and throws it back at you, so it's super hard. And then
I guess
he can play outside of your range, you know.
Yeah,
he can play outside of your range of B.
So much better.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But it's also it's also not unplayable. Like I think it's doable, but it's not as bad as Chun, but it's kind of like the same. I feel like.
Yeah, Bison is just plus on everything, and you know, he gets so much reward of hitting buttons.
Terrible matchup, absolutely terrible. This birdie has gate kept Ryu from tournaments in season 1. It's just terrible. He can just go through their fireballs. He just outrange you, has better neutral.
I think his neutral is so difficult for Ryu to handle.
I mean, Birdie is a lot worse this season, but this is still a matchup that he wins. So.
Yeah, and that's not like he can't really use his parry that much in the matchup.
Yeah, no, it's against like the cannon stuff that is, like you have some options against that, but a good Birdie is just gonna zone you out with his buttons, and if you throw a fireball, you're gonna eat that headbutt. If you want to see an example of how this matchup works, look at Veggie against Chomi, that set on YouTube is super good. Because they're both really good in the matchup, so.
I'll definitely look at it.
Yeah. This one Ryu also straight up loses.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Ryu kind of has to take risks in order to win this one.
Yeah. Fang is... I mean, Fang can definitely play against Ryu.
Yeah, I to be honest, I haven't really seen this matchup that much.
Yeah, no. Fang can play against Ryu, but it's not like he can't just freely throw out clouds and stuff since you have a DP. So like, the DP can solve a lot of situations for Ryu. Same with the parry, but and you have like the Tatsu to go over the clouds and stuff. But Fang just outrange you and like wins war by attrition with some poison and stuff. So I think it's probably 5-5 this matchup.
Yeah, I guess they both have tools to deal with the other one, but yeah.
You do lack some range in this matchup, though. I feel like it would be good to have some more range, but yeah. This matchup sucks for you.
Yeah, I mean, like you could be like on paper, like, oh yeah, but you can just parry the dash punches. Yeah,
Yeah,
right, dude. Try to react to that.
Start by
Like,
V-shifting them.
Yeah,
That's supposed to be easier than parrying them. So.
and that's also really hard.
I mean, yeah, you can. The thing that's good here is that you have the light kick, so you have a good accessible punish for the dash punches, right? But it's still like you can't throw fireballs because he will just turn around and smack you in the face with his V skill 1 if you do. So he gets full access to get in your face. You can't keep him out, but he can keep you out because if he is crouching and waiting for you full screen, if you walk forward, you're gonna get smacked in the face. Like it's super hard to play against with Ryu.
Yeah, your buttons are not very good in that matchup.
Yeah,
like Balrog definitely out buttoned you.
Yeah, this is a decent. I think 5-5.
Yeah, I mean, he can.
Yurin is just so much better. Like he has everything, so he probably wins in the end because of the V trigger and stuff.
And he also has the Unga factor. You know, he can just go completely crazy and get rewarded for it with the V trigger that is completely crazy, and you know.
Yeah. But I think like on paper, like you can definitely fight Yurin. But in the end, it comes down to if you survive the ages or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, but you have all the tools you need. I feel like this one is hard. You get outranged.
Yeah, I think Ryu loses this one, to be honest. I mean, he has some
options. It's not
options.
that bad. Like you can still throw fireballs and stuff, but it's just you know, it's hard to contain Abigail with just fireballs. You're gonna have to start getting the range of his pokes and stuff. And if he gets a heavy punch CC on your fireball, then you know it's like it just sucks. But like you do have options. You have the parry that is good in some situations. You have the DP. You have the fireball, which is still a good poke. You know.
Yeah, like if you play this perfectly, then you should beat Abigail. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's hard.
Yeah. But I feel like it's a decent matchup. But I would go and say it's probably like in Abigail's favor because of his pokes.
Yeah.
If it's a crazy Abigail, then Ryu wins. If it's a patient Abigail, then Ryu struggles, I feel like.
Yeah. You have to get that life lead somehow.
I think Blanca sucks. I think Ryu wins this one. Like no.
Can we not go on? Can we just leave it like that?
Yeah.
I think Blanca. Okay, we just to point out some things. He has slide. Like he has some things.
Yeah.
But
he has
mostly,
his speed trigger too. But if you know how to deal with that, it's not a problem.
He has to.
He's gonna do random shit. If you get your DPs down, it's no problem.
Yeah, and also parry is super strong in this matchup.
Yeah.
You can literally parry every fucking ball he does.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sagat is also this is a 5-5 matchup. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because you can parry his fireballs and he can't parry yours, and then you get access to your V trigger 1, and V trigger 1 you win the fireball war. Yeah,
but like outside of that, like I don't know. He has stronger pokes as well.
Yeah. Sagat has better pokes in neutral. I feel like Sagat's medium kick is hard to contest with Ryu.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like it usually starts out with chucking plasma, and then you know Ryu gets V trigger 1, and then it's like how does the matchup look when you have V trigger 1, or how has the game progressed? If you're in a big deficit, then Sagat can just kind of block out your V trigger 1 and let the time run out and you start over. But if you're in the lead when you get V trigger 1, then you know Sagat's really struggling. So it's it's a weird one. It's even. I would say it's even.
Yeah.
Lucia, I feel, is irrelevant. I mean, she is decent now, but I feel like Ryu wins this matchup, or at least 5-5.
The same. Like up close, Lucia has better pressure. You know, stuff probably. I kind of feel like she has the weird ways to get like fireballs to go over your fireball, etc.
Yeah, but you get to just tatsu through that and shit. It's there are answers to it, and if you play at a range where you can sweep her fireballs, then you just shut it down completely.
Yeah.
While you can throw your fireballs at that range, and she has to take risks like, you know, doing EX run into activation, things like that to get started. So you don't have to take those risks.
Yeah.
I don't know about this matchup, to be honest. I'm
I
really
I
green on
think
Oro.
like just like if Oro can get his, like the thing is I don't really know how Ryu's parry works in this match, because Oro can lay up some like fireball traps. He also has ways to deal with other fireballs. He has this like EX stomp that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
But like I think a lot of his, like all of his special moves are basically punishable, you know, and his pokes is probably better than Ryu's. But I think this is actually a matchup that could be either in Ryu's favor or that it is at least even.
Yeah, I don't know, like his V skill, now that you say it, like if you do use Oro's V skill, Fireball V skill, right? You can probably parry that, but if you parry that, then Oro has a free approach while you stand there and parry it.
Exactly.
So it's not, I don't think it's that simple, but I think also Ryu's Fireball is strong enough that Oro can probably not set it up that easily. So.
Yeah, and then with the EX Fireball to contest that, maybe this is in Ryu's favor actually.
Yeah, but yeah.
But it's hard to know.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know this matchup at all. I don't play Oro, so we would need a second opinion on this. Hopefully for our Oro episode.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think to sum it up, the reason why Ryu is strong but not super strong is that he doesn't have the comeback factor that some characters has. He has a complete tool set, but he doesn't have the explosiveness that wins you games sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
and
in order
he
to get
struggles
those
against
things,
you know, super important characters like Poison.
Yeah.
Who is top tier this season. And then, you know, like you have Chun-Li, which is also like every tournament you go to, there's gonna be a Chun-Li.
I would almost put her top tier, man. She's so strong.
So like, you have some decent matchups against the top tiers, but you don't really have any super winnable matchups. Like the ones that you straight out win is like, you know, against Honda or like Laura, Geef, Mikas, but you don't see, you will see some Lauras, but Geef and Mikas you don't really see, you know.
Probably more Hondas to come.
You're gonna see some Balrogs, you're gonna see your Bisons, your Cans, your Camis.
Even Vegas, you know.
yeah, in the UK at least.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but I think that's like a valid point. Like that, like when we went through this list, it sounds like, well, he doesn't have that many like bad matchups and stuff, or good. I mean, or pretty even. But it's like he's very even at the list, and then he has some really horrible ones.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna place in tournaments with Ryu, you have to have something to deal with this character, with Poison.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, Poison will just run you over. So you will need a secondary because of this character. And before Poison existed, it was this character, Birdie, who gate-kept Ryu, because this matchup was so horrible.
Yeah, and there's even scenarios where you feel like, I know that I can deal with this, you know? But just because the matchup is so terrible, there's actually nothing you can do with that character in order to stop it. And that's why you just get obliterated.
Yeah.
But I mean, what would you...
I would put him in A tier, or B tier. A, B, around there, like low A.
Yeah.
Some mid tier somewhere around there, because he does have like a good matchup spread, but it's just like for him to be like proper tournament material.
Valid, yeah.
You need to deal with matchups like Poison and so on. You have to have something against it. It's just too hard. Otherwise.
Yeah, I would say like I don't play Ryu at all. Actually, right now I'm just playing Rose, but I would say like in terms of, as you say, like validity or whatever, like in a tournament you kind of have to have a secondary, and like if you like you would get completely obliterated in some matchups, and most of them are even or, you know, like slightly in his favor or slightly disadvantage. But in terms of fun, I think because what we stated earlier, like you can train on this, you can train on this, like if you play Ryu and you play him good, you will learn so much, I think.
Yeah. Like
fundamentals, you will learn fireball game, you will learn anti-airing and stuff. So I think he's like S+ in terms of fun.
Yeah, you know, like if you, there's a difference in getting like, let's say diamond with Ryu compared to getting diamond with Honda. Like I don't mean to take a stab at all Honda players, or I do maybe, but like Honda tests your opponent a lot more, while when you play Ryu, the opponent tests you, right?
Yeah, you test yourself.
Yeah. Do you have the answers against your opponent?
Yeah,
Well,
that
if you
actually
main
is,
Honda, then it's like, oh yeah, do you know how to deal with this bullshit? And no, then it's 3 points.
yeah.
Because
I mean,
yeah, Honda is
there you
quite
go.
effective until you learn how to play against him. So
Yeah, I mean, that's actually that's like a super important lesson somehow, because, like as you said, like we don't want to stab any Honda players or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's a perfect example of like if you start playing this character, you could just flowchart your way up to like diamond or whatever, and you
Yeah.
actually didn't even learn how to play the game.
yeah,
Because a good example is that as a Ryu player, you have to adapt in certain matchups. Like you can't, like in some matchups, you're not allowed to throw fireballs. You have
Yeah.
to go in. Some matchups, you only throw fireballs.
Yeah.
With Honda, I feel like when I play with versus some Honda players, they do the same thing. Even though they meet a Ryu, they will get parried every time.
yeah,
They will still do the same thing because they don't have the same adaptability that, like someone that plays
Yeah,
Ryu
yeah.
that knows that he has to,
Yeah, and Honda players, they will face that wall as well. It's just that wall comes later on. So when they
Yeah,
reach
yeah.
Diamond and they start meeting, like the better players, like the Super Diamond and Plus players that have the answers for Honda, then Honda players are just gonna struggle a bit more. Because
Yeah.
suddenly people know how to deal with the bullshit. Well, I feel like playing Ryu, it's like a constant curve upwards what you have to learn to climb the ranks. And that's why he's a good character in that sense, It just takes time to get rewarded with him, but I feel like it really boosts you as a player and your knowledge getting good with Ryu.
Yeah, and you will also feel satisfied when you do get those W's.
Oh yeah. And
you'll feel like
you're
I
gonna
deserve that.
have games where you just chuck plasma and DP them and you're gonna be like, haha, he doesn't know how to deal with it. So you're gonna have fun that way too. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's enough about Ryu for today, Jojo. What do you feel like?
Yeah, I feel like we covered like a lot of what his strong options are, weaknesses, and
Yeah.
we talked about matchups and stuff. And I mean, also like you can always leave in the comment section if you think that there was something that we left out that we should cover.
Yeah.
We can always discuss it at a different episode or something. This is more like just to get like a grasp of the character and where he is at like a tier list and like if he's fun and viable, etc.
Yeah. If you have questions about Ryu, I'm sure we can figure them out. Leave them in the comment section. Something you disagree with, let us know in the comment section as well. Like, I'm certainly out. Like I'm certainly wrong about some of the matchups.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
I'm not a Ryu main, so I've just played him a bit.
Yeah, don't worry. We will get we will get Sasori here on the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I gotta thank you, Jojo, for joining us. And
yeah, of course, man.
I
Whenever.
think the next character might be Chun.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, also you guys in the comment section, if you want to see a specific character next, you can also just let us know, and then we'll
if
see.
you have someone you want to see real soon, just let us know. We'll do that before. We're gonna cover all of them. That's the plan here.
Yeah.
So, and if you enjoyed it, give it thumbs up, subscribe, and other than that, just have a nice day. And thank you, Jojo, for joining. And I'll see you next time as well.
Yeah.